To speak about it's a stream of consciousness, a stream of thoughts about the recorder in jazz. The basic line of all this is that the world of jazz doesn't give a shit about the recorder, and the world of the recorder doesn't give a shit about jazz, other than, oh, you see, the recorder can also play jazz. The two words don't really collide, don't meet each other. So you can find good recorder players from the point of view of technique who read other people's solos. That is kind of a curse in jazz, something, a taboo. You shouldn't do it. It's called cheating. You could practice other people's solos, but then you need to come up with your own solo. Okay? It's like when I learn a language, I read texts by other people, I do my homework, then I need to be able to speak off the top of my head. Then you have people who actually know jazz and take the recorder lightly. They are mostly saxophone players, flute players, whatever. And you see what I play? The cornet. I like, because these two instruments are on the opposite side of the spectrum of musical instruments. A very delicate, soft-sounding instrument. A cornet can be soft-sounding, but anyway, generally speaking, trumpets are very loud and the sound is just the opposite. Anyway, I'm generalizing, I'm putting things to the extreme. I try to play, I use backing tracks because it's difficult to find people here in Rome, Italy, to play with. I don't give up. So many people who play jazz see this as a toy. Many people who don't see this as a toy don't like jazz, as I said at the beginning of this video. I play all from the sopranino to the bass recorder. The instrument that I'm more familiar with, I started on C instruments, but for the size is the instrument I found myself at ease with. I also play a lot of soprano, less tenor. I like the sound of tenor, but my tenors don't have keys here, so my fingers are a little bit stretched, and that doesn't help fast playing. So the one I think is, for me, like the go-to instrument is the treble or alto recorder. I play a lot with plastic recorder. Plastic recorder are very reliable to me, some more than others, and I used to the sound. I can't get the most out of them because I know them, and can have a lot of them. I can't have a lot of wooden recorders because they're expensive. My most expensive is my Superior. I like it, but I don't know what happened to that instrument, but no high pitch notes is not reliable. So I use for recordings where I can, upload the best take, but I wouldn't play in a live situation with that instrument. I know some people like a lot that sound, but I as I said before, I can't get the most out of plastic recorders, and I see a lot of people. I haven't seen many people playing plastic recorders on a very high level because they tend to not to play plastic recorders, and they tend to play wooden recorders. I would say it's a good plastic recorder than a bad wooden recorder. But anyway, the problem is you cannot play a long time. I'm speaking about people who don't have a lot of money to spend on recorders. You can get a lot of plastic recorders, and each plastic recorder has a different personality. This even has a different material. This called Ecodeer. Personally, I prefer ABS, but it's good to have an instrument with a slightly different sound. I even play, when I play for a long time the cornet, I use my plastic cornet. So I was speaking off the top of my mind, or my head, about recorders. They have a peculiar sound. Those have a tapering body. I read this make it have what is harmonics and even I don't remember the definition. A kind of harmonics different from an instrument and make the instrument sound quite dark. I'm looking for the right word in English. That dark sound, typical of the recorder, mainly Baroque. Recorder, make it sound like one. I mean, you can play soprano. It doesn't sound so high pitched as a piccolo sounds, and they're in the same octave. That's my point. I like the fact it doesn't have keys, so I don't know. It's reliable. Okay, some recorders have keys, but it's not like a clarinet or a flute, where it's a very complicated system, and maybe you're playing live and something goes wrong. This, no. Obviously, every instrument has pros and cons. The wind wave can get easily clogged, mainly on plastic instrument. one thing I would do, I would have two plastic recorders, and if during the song one gets clogged, I pick up the other one, and then during the pause I unclog, so to speak, the wind way. An instrument is quite tricky to play in tune, because when you overblow the instrument is sharp. If you underblow, I don't know what the I'm underblow. You don't blow loud enough, the instrument gets flat. There is a range where you can blow a little bit more, a little bit less. Then there are some systems to compensate if you don't play fast. So you have to rely on other means of expression to give life to this instrument. That, I don't know, there are some things that I like about the recorder, other things less, some thrills. You cannot play like a modern instrument where the two notes are perfectly of the same quality you would have when you don't play a trill, so you have to make compromises when you play the recorder. I don't know, you need to love it, and I love it in jazz. Obviously, I'll tell you what, one of the reasons I like the recorder is because this is the first instrument I ever picked up in my life. I was 14. I got my first plastic recorder in a stationery shop, I don't know. Then I got my Merc Skullflote with the German fingering. Bad, no Merc. Merc is good, but the German fingering. When I restarted again, I was 33, 34. I picked up I purchased a Merc with a Skullflote with a Baroque fingering, and a new world opened up to me. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.